let's flip a coin. Head Carolina, tails California, somewhere greener, somewhere warmer, up in the mountains, down by the ocean, where it don't matter, as long as we're going somewhere together.
Hello, it's Andy Graham of hoboontheroad.com. I'm a world traveler, been to about 90 countries, and I like to watch movies. The world's real close. It's 2014, February. I'm in Togo, West Africa, in the city of Kara. And slowly, in about, I estimate by 2016, you should be able to watch movies in almost every country on the planet using a USB wireless chip. You have this little chip, like a thumb drive, that goes in. It connects to the antenna, the tower of the cell tower, and you can download internet. You have internet through this. This is the best system they devised. It's really the Wi-Fi in the hotels and all this stuff is sort of antiquated. You now can live in any hotel and you can buy a chip. The next problem is you need unlimited connection. I'm actually in Togo, West Africa, and believe it or not, I have a unlimited chip drive. Now, this does not work in Lomé, which is funny because they have an overloaded system and the internet's slow. But in Kara, we have like 5 or 6 towers, and the tower I'm on is actually fast enough to watch a movie, but it stalls, and this is the problem. I'm going to try to show you here how to watch a movie that constantly wants to stall. You can watch videos and how to do it. Sadly, YouTube is, and Google, which owns YouTube, is, I don't know, they auto-screw. They self-screw themselves. They're just like constantly sabotaging their own system. So they constantly, when you get something figured out, they turn around and update it and make something else not work. So when they improve something, they do it. They're on the idea that everybody has the highest speed connection on the planet, and they're techie dumb. They basically think that everybody somehow has an opportunity to do it, and they should get the fastest connection. Well, bottom line, it's not possible here. Well, that's not totally true. I mean, I can spend thousands and thousands of dollars, I suppose, and do all sorts of things and do it. But I'm going to show you how to live in the normal world, where 200 countries have these US wireless chips now. Almost all of them do now. And these little USB modems that you put in the side of the computer, and watch a movie. This is 2014. It's kind of time sensitive, but generally what you're trying to do is optimize the system, and it's horribly confusing, and I apologize for Google and YouTube. They just constantly make it so that you must have a high-speed connection. It's not a global company at all. It's very, very USA-centric, and they basically believe everybody should be like the United States. But the truth is, we're not. So here let's go look at this screen capture video showing you how to do this. Okay, I'm trying to watch this movie, and you see this little round thing in the middle of the screen that says it's like loading. It's some kind of buffer, and I'm trying to get rid of this problem, and it's a very major problem as you travel the world in slow speed countries. Okay, so what I got to do is I got to choose movies that somehow allow me to preload. If you look at this video over here on the left, maybe you can see there's a dark gray line down here and a light gray. This little thing here shows how much of the movie is preloaded. I have to get a movie that'll preload to work in a slow connection, and otherwise it just keeps stopping and starting, stopping and starting. It's really annoying. And so I'm trying to get rid of this annoying thing. Sometimes I'll just let it sit there and load, and then once it only goes about an inch anymore. It used to go all the way across, and I have no idea what Google or YouTube strategy is, but this is how I
watch a movie on a slow connection. Once it gets a pretty good buffer, a lot of times if the connection is good, it'll sort of stay up. Okay, so what I do to get this thing to do is I stop the video. So when I stop, this line just grows. Once I turn it on, the little red dot just keeps trying to come over. You can see that the little dot moves and then it tries to catch up with this thing. You don't want it, you know, if it can never catch up, that's what you want. But truth is, it catches up and then it stalls and gives you that little round thing in the middle. So what you're doing is you're looking for videos. There's a setting over here that says different quality. I keep setting it down to as low a quality as possible, 144, and you'll see it. But if you see a high definition thing up here at the top, it's going to auto adjust. But what you got to do is try to get this also to the lowest pixels. Truthfully, when it says HD on the video, I have almost no luck at all. So when it says little HD next to the thing like high definition, I don't have any luck. I can't watch these videos. They basically made it impossible for me to watch. Okay, this movie shows that it's high definition. If you look over on the line here, it'll have HD next to it. Also know that it's high definition because it's got settings over here, and it'll go up to high definition up here. Can you see over here on the right? There's a thing. So what I want to do is I want to somehow force it to stay on 144 pixels or something. It's almost you know, YouTube and Google are working against you in a way. They're trying to force you to get the best connection, but then you can't watch the movie because it's too slow. So it's sort of a self-screwing system. Okay, so what I do is I look for a movie, then I put it on 144, and then I stop it, and I want to see if the movie will have this little gray line over here on the right. If it'll actually set up a buffer and it'll actually preload, then I can watch the movie. If it refuses to do this, then I really can't watch the movie. Then there's movies that refuse to preload, and I have no clear. I was looking at a website called Lifehacker, and it showed a place where I could set the settings down to no dash, which I tried to do this in my Chrome extension, and all these things did not work. But generally, I just keep searching for a movie that I can watch it and let it preload. Let's come back later and see if this one preloaded. See, because it says HD, I don't think it'll preload. Okay, I came back about 10-15 minutes later, and you see that the little line's growing. Even though this is trying to indicate that it's high definition, it's not loading that way. It's loading with the little buffer. So I can watch this movie. Bottom line is, you want to reassert, you take your settings, you put them down to 144p or its lowest thing, you make sure this line it starts to grow. If it doesn't grow, you're going to have a lot of trouble watching the movies. So the way what you do is you can start the movie, and then you put it on pause, and you wait for this gray line to grow. Once it grows, you know, maybe an inch or half an inch, whatever, then you can come back and watch the movie. It'll still go about halfway through the video or something like that, or maybe a third of the way and stop, and then you'll have to stall, go do something, and wait for the movie to come back. Because basically, without that buffer, then you're watching a movie that's stopping, starting, stopping, starting, stopping, starting. So here, what I'll do is I'll just let this sit. But because I'm pre-setting movies, what I'll do to this one, because I want to watch it later, I'll sit here and I'll go to this little button over here that says Watch Later. And then it'll go over into my area that says Watch Later, which is you have a have an area on the YouTube that says watch later. So I'm trying to find videos that I can watch later. If you're trying to do 2 or 3 at one time, what you have to do is right-click on a video. Right-click and open in a new screen. Let's see if I can show you how to do that. Okay. Say I'm just trying to I'm trying to choose from, set up some movies for later to watch. What I'll do is I'll go to the movie, I'll put my mouse right on top of a movie, I'll right click, and then I'll say open in new tab. You can also open a new window. So when I open a new tab, I'm recording this, so I'm trying to figure out where the screen's going to move. It's loading pretty slowly. Well, bottom line, this is not going to do it. Now, see that little thing, watch later over there? You could actually click on these and watch later and keep trying to build up a, like a queue of videos you want to watch. All this is complicated and confusing, and I'm trying not to give you too much information. I'm just trying to show you how to do it. The biggest features you want to pay attention to is the watch later, and then this little settings thing that says quality. And of course, at the end of the day, we're trying to get this gray line to grow. So we have a buffer where we've had the movie preloaded. Okay. Okay, I almost forgot. You also have a setting in YouTube. You got this little line that comes down here. I know this is all going to change, guys, but you're going to look for YouTube settings. You click on YouTube settings. Okay, then you go to playback. And then it says always choose the best quality, or then you're going to change this connection to I have a slow connection, never play high quality videos. Show annotations. I'll adjust this. I don't want anything extra loading, right? So basically the speed of the video is about the load speed. But I got to get this adjusted down to low speed, and sadly YouTube is going to constantly try to reverse everything you do and give you the best optimum connection for a high-speed connection that doesn't exist only in 2 or 3 countries on the planet. I have no clue why they do this. They obviously are not global.